Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Make It Happen Today. So, I'm a little bit slow again with launching today's episode. Honestly, last week, I think I worked about 60 hours, as well as having the children and running the house and attending college. So, it's been a little bit crazy. But today, one thing I wanted to share was something I have covered before. It's about goals and setting goals. But I've actually done a PowerPoint presentation. So, for anybody that wants to view my presentation, please have a look at my YouTube channel. And I will be videoing the entire thing so you can watch and listen at the same time. Or if you would like a copy of it, please send me a message and I will happily email that over to you. So, the reason for doing it like this is also because, as part of my college, I have to do a workshop for all of my peers. And so, this is really good for me to see how this goes, to see how well received this is by you guys, and also just to practice and make sure that I have everything covered, which I'm pretty confident at this stage, but practice makes perfect. So let's get started. My workshop is on goal setting. It's a step-by-step guide to help build the life you want. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Claire. I am the owner of a business actually called Clear Coaching, which I haven't pushed too much, but is part of my bigger vision for my future. So feel free to check out that if you want to have a look. But today's session is to look at what you want to achieve now and in the future, how to make those goals specific and achievable, and help you stay on track for success. So, if you're ready, let's get started. My first thing to get started with this is get a piece of paper and a pen. Make sure you're ready. I've got some action points for you to follow along with. And again, if you'd like me to send you the PDF or any documents, just drop me a line and I would be happy to do so. So we are going to talk about what are goals? Why do most people fail at their goals? What kind of goals do people set? How to decide what goals to set, and how to make sure you stay on track for achieving your goals. So what are goals? Wikipedia defines goals as this. Goal setting involves the development of an action plan designed in order to motivate and guide a person or a group towards a goal. So goals are here for many reasons. They help you focus, they help you organize your time and keep moving you forward. Goals can be short or long term, and they can cover many different areas of your life. So they make you accountable as well. So number one, goals are things you want to achieve. Goals help you stay focused. Number three, goals help you move forward. And number four, they make you accountable. Now, there are lots of reasons why people fail at their goals. Some of them I'm going to run through now, but there are many, many reasons. And some of these will be applicable to you and some may not. So why do the people fail at goals? They set unrealistic goals, something that's just not achievable. Your goals are not specific enough. So they're too broad. Think about losing weight. Your goal is to lose weight. It's not specific enough. You need to be detailed. You don't set a time scale in order to achieve your goal. So you just put on a piece of paper, I want to achieve this, or you put it on a vision board, I want to achieve that. There's no time scale. Therefore, you're less likely to achieve your goal. You let other people influence your goals and your dreams. Now, I know I've been a little bit guilty of that in the past, and I think that's something to definitely think about when you're setting your goals. Who are you influenced by? Is it your friends, your family, work, perhaps, that gets in the way? So think about that. Who is influencing you that may deter you from achieving your goals? You have self-doubt or fear of failure. Now, quite often we have this self-doubt that kicks in. I can't achieve that. I'm only going to fail at the goal, so why set it? You really, really have to be aligned with your goal and really be driven and really be focused, and don't doubt yourself. Your goal is there for a reason. You set it because you believed you can, so stay focused on that. Again, this is another one that sometimes happens to me. You don't prioritize your goal because life takes over. Work, family, housework, there's always somebody or something that needs doing, and our goals become less of a priority, and therefore we're more likely to fail. Another reason we may fail is you aren't committed. You're not fully committed to what you want to achieve. Another reason people fail is you don't break your main goal down into manageable chunks. If you are setting a big goal, something huge that you want to achieve, you want to change your career, you want to grow your business, you want to learn to speak French or Spanish, or you want to lose 3 stone in weight, whatever your goal is, if you're not breaking a big goal down into manageable chunks, it becomes overwhelming and you cannot celebrate the little wins along the way, and therefore you're more likely to fail. And one of the final things I wanted to talk about why people fail, and this is something that's really interesting for me, is people set goals based on what they think they should do rather than what they want to do. So I should have an organized and tidy home at all times. Does that mean that that's a goal that I want to achieve? If you don't really care about it, but you think that that's what you should do because that's what society says that we should have, you're not going to achieve it. If society or friends or family are pressuring you to lose weight and you think that you should, again, you're going to fail because it's not something that you want. Make sure the goal you set is just for you, what you want, not what you should do. So definitely think about that when you're setting your goals. Now, there are different types of goals to think about. We can have personal goals. So for example, you want to take up a new sport, you want to take up a new hobby, you want to learn a new skill, you want to change your weight, you want to run a marathon, maybe you want to be more sociable or be more confident or change your dress sense. There's lots of things that we can do to set personal goals. So it could be on a development side of things, it could be on an emotional level, it could be on a, something like being more sociable, more confident. And there's also a lot of professional goals that we can set as well. So you might want a new career, you might want a promotion, you might want to launch your own business or grow your own business. So there's lots of goals that we can look at and lots of areas of our life that we can improve. So now I want you to get out your paper, get out your pen, and have a think about your dream life. How does that look? What is it that you want to achieve? How do you see your life in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years? What does that look like? Is that some travel? You want to travel to new destinations, and that's one of your goals, is I want to travel to 3 new countries this year or next year, or I want to get 2 new clients. I want to learn to cook Japanese foods. Just whatever your goals and your aspirations, I'd like you to write them down now and think as big as you want. They don't have to be little goals like I want to clean out the kitchen drawer or the kitchen cupboards. You can put those down if that's a goal, and that's a short-term goal. Or maybe it's a long-term goal because your kitchen is completely out of order and disarray. And that is actually a big goal, which is a goal for lots of us, not to have clutter. So get out your paper, write it down, think about what you want to achieve. And then when you've looked at that, whether that's 1, 2, 10 different goals, I want you to really think about the priority of those. So what is the most important thing for you? What is going to make you the happiest? And what do you think you can focus on right now? Because maybe some of those goals are goals for the future. Maybe there's something to achieve post-COVID. Maybe there's something to achieve in 2 years or 5 years, and you actually need to work towards those. Think about, what do you want to do now? What area of your life do you want to work on? So just pick a couple of those. And my tip is not to pick too many when setting goals. I think that we can be guilty of selecting too many things to work on, and that in itself becomes overwhelming. So I would pick 1 or 2 of your goals for you to prioritize now. So things to consider as well whilst picking these goals is, why do you want to set the goal? What do you get out of it? Is it a financial gain, a physical gain, emotional well-being? Is it going to change your life for the better now, in a month, in 6 months? So think about, why is it that you want that specific goal now when you're picking? And do you have time to work on it? Because this is a massive area to consider. If you're picking a goal that requires 6 hours a week, 10 hours a week of commitment, do you have that time in your schedule right now? And if you don't, if your day is already jam-packed, pick something different. Pick something that's achievable. Pick something that fits in with what you want to achieve right now. Make sure the goal excites you. It's something that's going to drive you forward. If you're picking a goal because you think you should do it, and you don't really want to, it doesn't excite you, it doesn't fill you with happiness, you're not going to move forward. And again, I said this before, make sure the goal is for you and not for somebody else. This is your life. It's your time to make a difference. Make sure it's just for you. And this is really important as well. So we have people that are not in tune with us and aligned with our goals. And maybe people come in and influence us to fail, right? So think about the people that are there that are going to support you and get them on track with you and your goal. So maybe it's somebody that you can be accountable to. Maybe it's someone that has the same goal and you can go along that journey together. So think about your support network and people who will be there with you on this journey. So I hope you have your ideas and your goals set, and I hope you have the priority. I'd be very, very interested to hear about this and hear how you're getting on. So next, take your number 1 goal. We're going to just target 1, but you can replicate this afterwards for as many goals as you want. But again, just be cautious of what is realistic in your current life. So now you've got your goals there and you have your number 1. So now we're going to make this goal, we're going to break this goal down and make it achievable. So we use something called the SMART technique. So with our goal, get your piece of paper. We are going to be specific with your goal. So pinpoint exactly what it is that you want to achieve. Write it down. Next, you need to make it measurable. So if your goal is to lose weight, for example, how much weight? If your goal is to get more sales, how many more sales? How much more money does that look like? And make sure for the A, so SMART. So S, be specific. M, we're going to measure it. A, we're going to make it attainable. Can you reach that within the time scale that we're going to set? So make sure that it is a reachable target, it's attainable. Don't set something that today you launch a business and by, 2 months' time, you're going to make it $1 million. And if that is your goal and you reach that, please share the love and let me know how you did that. R, make it realistic. So think about your time scale now. Think about what you need to achieve that goal. Think about the timing of dedication that you need and the hours you need. Make sure you've thought about all the other tools you might need. If you're setting up a business selling clothes, how many clothes do you think you can sell? What range of clothes can you sell? How are you going to sell? How much budget do you need to be able to do that? So you have to be specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic. Don't set something that's unachievable. And lastly, for T, time specific. Set yourself a time scale of when you're going to achieve this goal. So if your goal is to set up selling something on Facebook, what is it you're going to sell? Be specific. Be specific with your products and your price point. Measurable. Make sure that you can measure your success. Make sure you can monitor your sales. So, for example, if you're selling clothes, how many clothes are you selling? Keep a spreadsheet running. Keep a spreadsheet running of the sizing. So actually your clientele prefer a size 14 and a 16 as opposed to an 8 and a 10. Make sure you measure it. Make sure you keep track of everything. Make sure it's attainable, that you are setting goals for yourself that you can reach. Be realistic. How much time can you spend on this? How many clients can you reach? How much budget can you invest in your stock? And be specific on time. When do you want to set up your business? When do you want to earn your first 100 quid, 200 quid, 500 quid? Put yourself a goal in there, and then you know how hard to push each week. So make sure you follow those SMART breakdowns and break your goal down into the metrics, which makes it more achievable and more focused on your goals. So you need to stay accountable. And how do we do that? So think about, how will you know when you've achieved your goals? Is it that you have set yourself a earnings level that you want to achieve? Is it that you can speak fluent French? Make sure when you're staying accountable that you have set yourself smaller goals. You've broken them down into different sections, and check in with your goals and make sure you're still on track. So if you set yourself a 3-month target to achieve something, make sure you check in weekly that you're still on track. And if you're not, tweak your goal and think realistically about what do you need to do to get back on track. Think about what obstacles are in your way. Is it a financial obstacle, time, work, friends and family? Once you recognize what obstacles are in your way, you'll be able to navigate around them. And think about how you can stay accountable. And I mentioned about getting an accountability partner. So even if you're doing it with a friend, or you go to college and you check in with somebody every week, there's lots of ways you could stay accountable to yourself. Even just setting yourself weekly targets and reviewing them every Sunday. For example, you get the kids in bed, you've had your dinner, you've cleaned up, and you sit down and go, okay, how did I do this week? What's on my planner for next week? Make sure you continually check back on your goals and make sure you're moving in the right direction. So that is all of my tips for you for today. It's a very, very quick snapshot of how to set goals, how to stay accountable, and what to look for on how to avoid failing. So I would love to hear more about your goals. There's so much I can talk about. So please do let me know how you get on, what your goals are for the next few months. And if I can do anything to help, you know where I am. Good luck, have a great week, and thank you for checking in.